Hey everybody, it's the Wednesday wrap-up for Inman Connect New York 2020. As always, Brad Inman opened up the show and was very positive, had a really good feeling, saying it's a very dynamic market. He looked at three key areas. The economy is growing. It's not perfect, but it's growing. The market is strong. It's not perfect. Inventory is kind of low, but it's good. And finally, the technology that's coming out is really making a difference. And so he really thinks 2020 is going to be a great year, and he likes where we're moving as we go forward in the decade. First speaker, my favorite speaker at Inman lately, it's Mike Del Prete. Mike Del Prete is an analyst who looks very closely at the what's happening with the iBuyer world and the companies like Zillow and Redfin and all that stuff. And some interesting numbers from 2019. First of all, the iBuyer transactions, total transactions throughout the country jumped to 60,000 from 30,000. It doubled, 30 to 60,000, which represents a jump of from 0.25% of all homes sold to 0.5% of all homes sold in the United States. So while they make a big splash and there's a lot of noise about them, obviously the numbers are very low in relation to what's happening in the country. Look, the hotbeds like Phoenix, Vegas, Orlando, their numbers are bigger. They could approach 3 to 5 to 6%, but overall nationwide, 0.5%. And I'd like to point out that this jump from 30,000 to 60,000 homes didn't really occur because they were getting deeper penetration into the older markets like Phoenix. Instead, they opened up some new markets, and that's where a lot of the growth came from. So it's not depth of the markets, it's the breadth. They're just opening more markets. In fact, Zillow opened up 13 new markets in 2019. That's a breakneck pace, according to Mike, and we really shouldn't be looking for that continued kind of pace of opening new markets. So these numbers could kind of slowly start to maybe flatten out a little bit in 2020, but time will tell. We also had $1 Million agent Ryan Serhant on stage sharing his thoughts about the role of a realtor as far as selling. And he has a great way of looking at it. His take is selling in the world of real estate is simply helping somebody make a decision that they're already going to make anyways. Right? And just being that helping, that guiding force that helps him make that decision. I think that's great. When asked the question, what are the important things he does? He said there are two things. One, client advocacy, and two, everything else. Love that answer. That is amazing. That's taking care of customers. That's providing service, providing value. That's it. That's everything. Last piece of advice from Ryan. You want to be the one and then fill in the blank with what's important to you. If his example was if parakeets are your jam, be the one who understands everything about parakeets and knows about parakeet support groups and knows about Parakeet Lovers of America Facebook pages. Just know everything about parakeets. Same thing with real estate. If that's your thing, find your niche. Be the one who knows everything about that very specific subject. There are always some inspirational speakers on stage. One was Kirstie Ennis. Look up her name. It's Ennis. Her story is amazing. In my tweet that I sent out, I called her a Marine, a mountaineer, a realtor, and a hero. She was wounded and lost her left leg in Afghanistan, and was able to become a Paralympic snowboarder. She's a mountain climber. She just talks about this perseverance. I think a whole lot of people got a dose of, hey, let's keep everything in perspective. Listening to Kirstie's story, she was amazing. And Valerie Alexander of speakhappiness.com, go check out that website, talked about bias. Her message was about recognizing and confronting bias when it hits us. It's going to happen. It's not possible to not have bias. But understanding when it's happening and how to control it and how you're going to respond was something she's very good at providing the answer to. And really, this is a crucial skill set, for everyone in the industry, and really for humans in general, particularly when we're dealing with others. Her time on stage came directly after the Newsday reporters who broke the story on Long Island about the fair housing practice violations that were going on, where they did paired testing where they had a white person with a black person, a white person with Hispanic, and a white person with Asian, and they sent them to the same agent, and they said they wanted the exact same things, they had the exact same funds and that sort of thing, and just 49% of the black-white pairings, the information shared was not the same, and in a bad way towards the minority. And same thing with Hispanics, it was 37%, and Asians 19%. It really was a wake-up call for the industry. We've got to be better at understanding that everybody has the fair and equal chance at the opportunity of home ownership and all the great things that come with it. And I'll wrap up this Wednesday with the new kids on the block, one of my favorite things that happens at Inman every time. And Brad lets 8 or 9 new kids on the block, which are new technologies, come up and kind of give a 60-second pitch. So I'll rattle through these really quick. First was Patch Homes. What Patch does is it allows the homeowner to pull equity out of the property without obtaining a loan or going through a credit check or doing all those other things. If they've got equity, Patch will let them pull equity out, but they're going to take a small ownership position on future value of the home. Some people don't like that idea, but others thought it's a great way for people to be liquid and use the asset of their ownership of their home without encumbering it with more debt. The next was Audience Town, a smart platform for advertising on real estate. Sounds like more like predictive analytics and targeting messages to the right people at the right time across all channels. Interesting idea with Selling Later. What Selling Later does is it lets a seller identify out to the world, hey, in the next year, we're probably going to sell. So it gives buyers an opportunity to kind of match themselves up with properties a little bit in advance, because a lot of times buyers aren't ready to buy right now. They're ready to buy in 6 months. So this site kind of connects them together, but keeps everything private. It probably doesn't tell them which, the exact details of the house, but just the basics and not where it's at. Very interesting. I'll be looking a lot at Selling Later. And then there's ohguests.com, ohguests.com. It's a new open house app. So it has all the information for tracking data on the people that are coming into the home, getting all their stuff, safety features, and things like that. So competition for like Open Home Pro. Top HAP, which stands for Top Homes and Properties, is a market intelligence data system. So the ability to know everything about a market, past, current, and future, from a city, state, down to the street level or an individual home level, helps agents be smarter about the areas that they market. Of course, there's a new CRM. This one's called Seize the Market. And Christine Lee was very excited. She actually started the presentation with a scream and just woke everybody up. And she was sharing how her tool is going to make the CRM world easier. And finally, there were 3 new kids on the block that were all about property management: Cozy, Avail, and Mind. So these 3 are all in the world to kind of make it easier for either the individual homeowner to be manage the property themselves without having to hire a company, or property managers to have these tools available to help them out. And one of the important reasons to be at Connect is I got a chance today to see something that is brand new. It's going to be pushed hard in the market this year, but it's a new CRM called Rechat, R-E-C-H-A-T, Rechat. So I met with the 2 founders, and they wanted to show me some of the things they're doing. And I've got to tell you, it is something I'm bringing back to our sales team and to let them see this product. We're going to do a live Zoom call because I was blown away by the marketing pieces they've added. It does transaction management. It does a lot of other things. It does CRM very well. But it's just a different look and this all-in-one-place solution that I really haven't seen put together in a lot of the CRMs that I've seen out there for realtors at a very affordable price point. We're talking well under $100 a month to get all of this stuff, right? So I'm looking forward to kind of sharing that with some people back in Florida and getting their take on it so we can see if it's something that we would like to maybe discuss further. So anyways, thank you so much for tuning in for day 2. The voice is hanging in there. I think tomorrow's might be a little bit worse, but I really appreciate the feedback I've gotten from day 1. I'll continue to bring these videos to you, and if you have any requests, let me know. Just send me a note and say, hey, Bill, I'd like to know what's going on this side of things. I'll go find out. Tomorrow I'll be visiting some of the vendors inside the exhibit hall, and I'll make sure I bring some of my favorites to you as well. So thanks for tuning in, and we will talk to you on Thursday.